The magic number of that yearly income that I made after I graduated from my ultrasound program was... What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Giselle and I'm here to talk to you guys about one question that you guys have been wanting to know. How much I made after I graduated as an ultrasound student. I asked you guys to get that video up to 50 likes and I think it's like over 60 now, so you guys really want to know how much I made as an ultrasound tech after I graduated. This video is going to be talking about the income that I had for that year. I graduated in 2017, so with that being said, let's get started. I wanted to talk about my work ethic and basically where it stemmed from. Just a little snippet because it's a whole long story. To make things, fit together, I'm gonna talk to you about why I like to work. Growing up, I saw that my mom would work a lot and that my dad would work a lot and my older sister also would work a lot. I think that I got a lot of my hardcore work ethic from them. My mom is a nurse. My dad works for the postal service, so they work long days, and my older sister worked a ton of jobs when she was younger. I think she started working when she was like 15 or something. I didn't want to work in high school, and when I turned 18, I was like, oh, maybe I should get a job. And so what I did was create a resume. Just had stuff from like high school, my GPA, and I'm not sure if those really help you to get a job at places like Sonic, Cinnabon, in the movie theater, which are the first 3 places that I ever applied to. And when I applied to those places, Sonic kind of looked at me like I was crazy. Cinnabon told me straight up, like they read my resume right in front of me and was like, you should work somewhere else. And I was like, okay. But in my head, like, I just wanted a job somewhere. I actually got an interview at the movie theater and I guess they didn't like me, but I didn't get the job at the movie theater. So, oh, I also forgot I actually had an interview at In-N-Out and they actually didn't hire me either. I don't know, maybe I'm a bad speaker or interviewee. I had a hard time trying to find a job at the age of 18 with basically no experience, and one of my friends' mom at the time worked for a clothing company. She was able to put a good word in for me, got me a job there, and I worked there for almost 2 years. And this field gave me really good customer service experience, and then that's basically where my work experience just kind of boomed. I've always had a job and then tried to find another job before I left that job. After I worked at that clothing company, I worked for a sales company. This sales company, I sold Cutco knives. Yes, have any of you guys sold Cutco knives? I was actually really good at the job. After working there, I got a recommendation to work at a boba, crepe, waffle, smoothie type of shop, and I worked there for almost 2 years as well. Kind of went up to like a management level, so I got so much more experience doing that. I worked at the university library that I went to. I worked as a hostess at this restaurant. I worked at another restaurant and became a server. So as you can see, my roles in these jobs kind of just went like, and then my pay also went right, like it went up every year, and I would work a lot. I would schedule my classes on certain days so that I could work on certain days, and eventually I would kind of be working 2 jobs at a time, going to school and trying to become an ultrasound tech. Now I don't know if you can see the trend with those things, but I got all of those jobs by knowing someone and having a recommendation. Networking is really important. Most jobs nowadays, you're going to get it from knowing somebody. And like I said in one of my other videos, you should definitely treat your clinical sites or basically anywhere you work as a job interview, because you never know who's going to be working there, who you're going to meet, and who they know. So after I worked all these jobs that pretty much made me feel like a workaholic, at my clinical, they knew somebody who had a company and they were willing to hire me in February while I was a student. After I graduated from the program in May, I automatically went to look for a job and apply at places because the clinical site that I was at was not hiring at the time. I applied for a company that is pretty much in a collective system of hospitals. They also have some outpatient facilities. By July, I was working at multiple hospitals and multiple outpatient sites and doctors' offices. Most of these jobs I was driving pretty far out to get to, used up a lot of gas, and I was just like a newly graduated student, so I really didn't care where I worked. I just wanted to work. I wanted to keep scanning. I wanted to keep my skills up, and I wanted to get as much scan time in as possible after I graduated. So with all of that being said, the answer to your guys' major question, I pretty much was working from February 2017 to December 2017 as a new grad ultrasound technologist, and my yearly income that year was around $80,000 before taxes. So you can see that it is possible to make a good amount of money even as a new grad. I'm not just saying that that's going to happen right away or that that's going to happen as soon as you graduate, because a lot of people have a hard time finding a job right after, and I was just one of those lucky people that was able to get a job right after I graduated. And I worked 2 jobs. So my income came from 2 jobs and working a whole lot. After I graduated, ultrasound was pretty much my life. I have a calendar that I kind of want to show you how I would organize my schedule. So as you can see here, I have a whole month. The pink I basically highlight as my days off, and then everything else has where I work and the time that I work. And I would take call shifts, and I would work at outpatient places. I would work in different hospitals. I would even drive out about an hour and a half out of town just to work somewhere. So I had about 9 days off during this month, and you can see that 3 of those days I went to Utah. So that's how I organized my schedule with working at so many places. I think I worked at about 8 or 9 different places. I had to organize all of that on my calendars, and it was really hard, and I didn't get a lot of sleep, but I was able to do it. And I was a new grad, like fresh off the boat. My pay periods were twice a month, and even though I made that much money, I still had a ton of things that I had to pay for. I had student loans, I had a car loan, and obviously credit card bills and other essential things. But I also spent my money on some non-essential things. I had a lot of things I had to get situated and figure out, and also put it towards savings. When you first start off with ultrasound, make sure you save your money. My yearly income fluctuates according to how much I want to work. Sometimes I want to take time off for traveling, sometimes I want to take time off to be with family or friends, and of course, Disneyland. But that's a huge benefit of being per diem. You basically have the ability to create your own schedule and show the company how much you want to work, when you want to work, and when you are available. Obviously, as a new grad, I believe that you should work as much as you can, try to get your feet wet, see everything that you possibly could see, because it's a long journey ahead of you, and it'll be really hard to keep your skill up if you don't try to apply to a ton of places and get a job right out of your program. You don't want to lose all the skills that you made in clinical. But that's the end of the video. If you have any questions, comment down below. I love all of your questions so far, and hopefully I'm being able to answer them. A lot of your questions will be answered in future videos. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe so you can help our channel grow. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!